that if we are now here in a seminar or at Israel that made this Sochnut, but you are the president or the leader of Givat Haviva. Tell us a little bit Givat Haviva, because it's an education center very different in Israel.
Yeah, Givat Haviva started in 1949. So we are almost 70 years old by the kibbutz movement as an educational center that came from a Shomer HaTzair movement with the values of a Shomer HaTzair. So it's a center about Zionism, about democracy, about peace, and about equality. And what we do, most of all, is connecting Jews and Arabs towards a shared and equal society. Israel is a country where we have 80% Jewish majority, 79% Jewish majority, 21% Arab minority, and Givat Haviva is the leading center to connect.
You tell me that it's 70 years. It's from the beginning of the State of Israel.
Actually,
why it was so important in that time to be connected with they were, in that time, now they are enemies, but at that time they were also like enemies, and they wanted to spread them, to be out. And why it was 70 years already?
So important. The minute the war of the independence, which is the way we call it because it was our independence,
yes.
The Nakba, which is the catastrophe, the way the Palestinians call it. When this war was over, there were still 600,000 Arabs in Israel. And they were under military rule and no connection. But the people from Shomer HaTzair, their values were that Israel should be an equal place. It's also in, the independence, Megillat Ha'atzmaut, ¿cómo se llama?
La Declaración de Independencia.
The Declaration of Independence of Israel. It says that anyone living in Israel should be treated as an equal member. So the kibbutzim thought that we need to start educating towards this. And Givat Haviva is located in a place where most people in the area are Arabs. So the majority became a minority. The Jewish majority in this region of Givat Haviva are the minority.
Where is Givat Haviva? Tell us.
It's pretty close to Hedera, Wadi Ara region. Currently, there are around 300,000 Arabs in this region, and we have been the leading and pioneering organization in connecting
and trying to get peace with that. Tell me something. Now, how is that process between Arabs and Jews? Because many say that they live in peace, that others say that they don't like each other. Some say that the Arabs goes to the Israeli supermarket because they want other people to see them, like they buy in the supermarket, in the big supermarket, and they say Israelis go to the supermarket in the Arab zones because they are cheaper. But how is it? Because the world sees it in one way. How do you see it? Like the Givat Haviva.
Well, first of all, you have to know that Israel is separated and segregated.
Yes.
We don't live together.
Yes.
We don't go to the same schools. And this is the greatest opportunity for people to become prejudiced and even racist about the others. Now we're in a conflict. There is fear, there's hatred. 90% of the kids that are growing up in Israel are not going even once during their educational time to meet the other. The Jews will not meet the Arabs will not meet the Jews. So, number one, Givat Haviva is a leading organization. It brings 8,000 students during the year to meet, encounters, just meeting each other. But that's not enough. So
what is that? You put them in a day, they eat and they spread.
They come to Givat Haviva. We are a big campus,
yes.
And we run seminars for them, and we run encounters
together
with each other. And we have 9 different educational programs that we do from 2nd grade until the end of the high school. So this is very important, but it's not enough.
Yes.
Second thing we do is we create partnership between nearby municipalities, neighboring communities, that before we come in, they have nothing to do with each other. They don't go to the supermarkets because they're afraid of each other. They don't feel it's comfortable to go to a place where they are not accepted or not liked, although it's good business. So we combine them. We connect them economically, we connect them socially, we connect them culturally.
How do you do that?
We work with the mayors, and we work with the city council, and we do mapping. Where is the interest of both communities, it's not about ideology, it's about interests. And we show them that it's in their interest to connect with each other and work together in order to create what they do want to do in going onwards with their communities. And then they connect, they work together. They're now working on creating parks together, economical centers of cooperation, social entrepreneurship programs, all done through Givat Chaviva. And then we are now starting a new school, an international high school, which is called GHIS, Givat Chaviva International School, which will become the school for the next generation of leaders for shared society and peace, not only for Israel, but also for the world.
International. What are you going to bring there? Russia, from the United States, from Iran, from Syria?
Yeah.
What is the...
Actually, 50% of the students will be Arabs and Jews.
All right.
And this is a country where only 7 schools in the whole Israel are schools that Jews and Arabs live together, and they're all elementary school. This is going to be high school, learning the IB, the IB diploma. We already got accepted and authorized as an IB school. And 50% will be from Israel. The rest will come from the whole world. The first applicants that we got were from Iran, from Egypt, from Kashmir in India, places of conflict where young people will learn how to mediate with others and how to solve conflicts.
In your experience, when you bring for first time Arab kids with Jews in the same seminar, activity or something, what's their reaction? I think they start sitting each in one side of the room, yes, or they sit by room, so they speak, everyone, do you see them? What is their impression, or how do they change when they get out?
It's a whole lot of reactions. First of all, some of them are afraid. They're afraid that they will be attacked by the others verbally, not physically, but they're afraid. Some of them are some need to be secured with their friends and being in different places, but they're all very curious because they're teenagers, they're kids, they're right next to them. First time they meet each other. By the end of the seminar, they become friends. And then there is WhatsApp groups, they go on Facebook together, and we match classes. So things are changing, but it's not enough to have a one-time encounter. We need them to come again and again to meet each other, so we connect the schools. And this is the way that we create a different way for them to see the other.
But that's a problem also, because you connect the kids. But
what about the parents?
Exactly. They go to the house and say, you are a friend of Shmuel, you are a friend of Ismail. How is it? He's going to explode your bomb, he's going to take your house. How do you change that?
That's why we did this program between what we call the shared communities, between the nearby neighbors. We need the parents to tell their kids that what they're doing with their neighboring Arab or neighboring Jew is great. We need them to feel that it's in their interest that their son will feel comfortable with their neighboring other nationality. And as long as that won't happen, it will be very tough to change from educational point of view. Education cannot succeed when it's not being supported by the community.
And tell me, how do you see it in the next time? You know, Arab population is growing in Israel. Their parties in the Knesset, they are bigger. They vote together. You have getting there. And it's a discussion about 2 countries, about 2 states, a state inside the other state, taking another part of these areas. How do you see it in the next? Because the fear, it's also increasing, and the being mad at each other, that it's also increasing. How do you see it? It's going to get a possibility to have peace there?
Yes, and here's the good news. We have been making surveys, and we know that more than 70% of the Arabs living in Israel, what they want is shared and equal citizenship in Israel. They do not want to be in fight with the Jews. They do not want to be in a war with their own country. They do not want to go to be Palestinians in a Palestinian state. They see Palestinian as their identity, like you can be in Mexico, a Mexican citizen, and see your Jewishness as your identity. But they want to be Israeli citizens, and they want to connect. In the next several years, we will see that the politics will go together also. Not as separated as they are today, but people that are working towards a shared citizenship based on the acceptance of the Arabs living in Israel, that Israel is the homeland of the Jewish people, and the acceptance of the Jewish people that Arabs living in Israel are equal citizens. This will be our future.
That's very interesting. And the last question about that, how do you send that to the world? To the world to say, because outside Israel, everybody sees like Arabs are explored, Israelis are bad, or Israelis are good, and the Arabs want to. How do you send this message to the world that they can be done and that it's being done?
First of all, let's start with us, with the Jewish people.
Right.
My first workshop yesterday was about the demographic of the Jewish people.
Yes.
My last one is about Israel as a shared society. So we need to start understanding as Jewish people that for Israel to stay as a democracy and to be a homeland that is a democracy, which is what Jewish people in the world would like Israel to be. They don't want Israel to be a non-democratic country. This is part of what we need, and there's great hope for this. And this is a message I will be bringing in here, and I'm carrying it all over. The second thing is that we're going all over the world, and Jews and Arabs together, and saying that this is what we do. Another reason for me to start this international high school is that I want our alumni, people that grow up in Givat Chaviva, to become a network of a next generation of leaders that will carry this message to their own communities. And that will be the best support for the future of Israel too.
Good luck. It looks very good. And thank you for doing it, because it's important to live in that democracy and to live in peace. That is something that I think Arabs and Jews want in Israel.
I think so too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go there.